Alright guys, here's part 2 of the new series, the Madden 25 training camp, and today we're going to continue our discussion on uniformity and how we can really make the defense effective this year. Again, we're going to come out 4-3 stack, cover 3 buzz. We're just going to come out and curl flats here, just kind of keep things going with a spread look in case you want to show some blitzes. So, we went over uniformity last video, last session. Talking about, the ability to show a defense or show an offense the same look and do several different things out of the same look. Now we're going to talk about tendencies and positioning on the field.
Here we go.
And for that, I'm going to use again curl flat. And you see here in the middle of the field, this is where the offense would probably be at its deadliest. When we're at the middle hash mark, we're in between both the outside ones. We can attack the out on the left side of the field as an offense, and you can also attack the out on the right side of the field as an offense with plenty of room to run, no issue. But where it becomes an issue for offenses is, say I run a draw here, and I get stuck in the backfield, or I just, I don't get a good game, but I get stuck on this hash mark over here. Okay, so I get stuck on the left hash mark for the next down. Now this is something as a defense we have to key on. They're not going to throw an out to the left side of the field because there's nowhere for him to go. So what you do with that is you bring pressure from the left side of the field. So we're setting up a pressure blitz, a spread line, crash them up. We know that from our 4-3 stack breakdown. Pressure blitz to the left side of the field. Is that what we're setting up here? And we also know that the left side of the field is probably going to be the streak side or the drag side, meaning they're either going to run a streak down the seams, that side, because there's more room for them to attack the middle. There's more of a middle ground. Or they're going to attack the quick underneath pattern. For example, this is something that they would probably do. They would probably put Henderson here on a drag and probably put Moore here on a streak. Now, in order to stop both of those things, what you can do is you can always remember, we're bringing a blitz off that side, so that's probably going to be open, that drag route. But what we're going to stop here is we're going to man Jennings up on Henderson to stop the drag pattern. We have our yellow here to stop the deep streak pattern. We could also re-yellow him if we'd like. And then when we get over here, we're going to make sure that our coverage is good on this side of the field. We always use the middle linebacker. Make sure that purple will stop the out route. And now this time, your quarterback's going to be looking. He's knowing he's got to get rid of the ball quick. And we now have good coverage. Let me show you that again. That's not a good example because I think I accidentally put the dude on a drag instead of an out. So remember our setup for our blitz. I'm not going to go over that this video. I went over that last video, so check out that video. And then the key to this is now we still have our cover 3 shell. We still have seams protected, and we're still using our middle linebacker up the right side seams. The only difference is now that there's no out route to the left side of the field. And so he waits, and he's struggling, and it's a tough throw. You'll get a pick on that more times than not. Let me show you. I think it works a little better when they're throwing a curl. So let's show you a curl, because just for example's sake. So we got more Henderson on our streak, and try to throw the curl, and it's not there. You see, we have 2 people in the vicinity, and 9 times out of 10, that's going to be an interception. So let's talk about the replay, and let's break down the replay. Let's show you what happened here. So we see that the concept works. We show pressure. We can be able to bring pressure any which way here. And as we see the play develop, we see that the seams are going to be fairly protected against. The drag is a quick throw, but that's usually not someone's first read. It's usually their check down read, and we have a spy there for that drag. We have the blitz coming off the left side of the field clean, and we have the dude flowing out to the curl pattern. Look at how close of a throw that is. I wouldn't want to make that throw. So really the only thing they have open there is the really underneath routes, and that's what you're going to be doing as a defense. You want to force them to take the underneath stuff, and for them to get frustrated, maybe even take a gamble and try to throw a ball that's not there, like this example here where they try to throw the curl route. It really isn't there. And a lot of times we'll get an interception. But you see, that's the key to defense, guys. Let's show you something from the right side of the field. Let's show you an example. So say we run a Say we run a drag. So say on that play, he made a good read and he took his drag route late. So they picked up the pressure. He took the drag route late. So that makes it he ends up with about a 7-yard gain. That means he is now on the right hash of the field, which now makes us adjust our play calls defensively as a defensive unit. And I don't do a good enough job of this. This is actually something I got to start doing more of. But you see here, they're not going to throw the out route to the right side of the field. It's just not it's common tendencies to throw the out route to the left side of the field. So this is an example where we will gamble defensively with a cover 2 sink. So we're going to put our corners in yellow just to show cover 2 sink here. And you see how we have the out route on the left side is not going to happen. The only real thing that's going to happen if we're in a cover 2 sink type of shell, remember the common key or the common hot routes for a play that's being ran on the right hash is for the receivers on that side to be going down the middle or doing something such similar to this. So we have to make sure we're watching out for the seams. Well, if we only have one guy going deep, we're only going to have to watch out for one seam pass. That's what KJ Wright's going to be doing. So what I would recommend doing with this is knowing what you have and just making your blitz off the right side of the field work. So now you have a pressure off the right. You're going to be using this middle linebacker. Remember, you know where you're weak, so you know that this seam is a weak spot for you guys or for your defense. So you need to be watching that seam pass and then coming back onto the drag. But the cool part is if they're trying to attack the out route, they're going to have a lot of difficulty throwing into that yellow zone, and they're also going to have difficulty getting the ball into the quarterback there. So, or not the quarterback, what am I saying? Getting the ball to the receiver on that side of the field because of where he's positioned as far as the play. That receiver's out route is, we have a person there, we have personnel there, we have personnel for the drag route, and if they throw that 9 times, like I say, a lot of times they're going to get intercepted, and that's the key to our defense. So, for example, now when they're what do I recommend for, middle hash? So say they get the ball right on the middle hash, however they do it, and they can attack all areas of the field with proper spacing and have success. What would I do in that situation? Well, a lot of times what I'll do as a defensive play caller is I will just send, I will say, okay, what is popular as far as attacking the field? Where do people want to go? And a lot of people this year are going to the seams, or they're going to the out routes, or they're going to the drag routes. So essentially you have to watch out for the sideline out routes or the middle seam routes, and the key to stopping that is this. If you're going to set up a base D, this is one of my base defenses. I'm going to put both linebackers I'm going to put in purple zones half the time, probably more than half the time. I'm going to make sure that I get on the middle linebacker, make sure he's at a flat, because if he's in a flat zone, that means that this purple will play like a purple, and we'll cover the curl routes and the out routes and curl flats. And a lot of times my next move is this. I just spread the line out, and I'll re-blitz the defensive ends, and I'll maybe spy one of the defensive tackles. And this is just a basic setup here to establish to people that, you're not going to have seams over the middle. You're just not. Because with this coverage, you have a safety, one of your better coverers going into the middle of the field here. He's flowing right into this position. So if he starts here, just imagine where he's going to end up. So you have this guy flowing here to back up that safety who's coming down. So it's basically going to be maybe a 1 second window. You have these guys going into the deep blues here. You have the purple routes covered. The only real opening is probably going to be a drag, and it's going to be a late drag at that. So, like I say, let me reset that up. Say they're trying to do a more of a balanced style of an attack here. maybe a crossing route. You know, this is really going to have everything kind of bottled up, and eventually, you know, a quick block shed for a sack, you know, and then you kind of establish that as a base, as a basic principle. You're not going to give them anything big. You're going to force them to take quick underneath passes, and then you can ring pressure off that. So as far as positioning goes, that's all I really wanted to talk about. You know, where you want to blitz to the short side of the field. Basically what I mean by that is, if the ball is on the right hash mark, I would almost, you know, every now and then you want to mix it up, but most of the time you want to bring pressure from the right. If the ball is on the left hash mark, you want to bring pressure from the left, because the, you know, the window of a pass being thrown to the left or as opposed to the right, you know, it depends on the hash mark. There's wide sides and short sides of the field, and oftentimes people are more comfortable throwing to the wide side of the field because there's more space. So obviously, me as a play caller, I'm going to blitz off the backside, off the short side of the field, force them to, you know, get rid of the ball quick and put more players in a position to make a play on the side of the field that they're throwing to. So, you know, that's kind of what we're doing here with this video. Again, just kind of going over that, and we'll have our next video coming up shortly. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. If you guys are members of the YouTube channel, go ahead and leave me a like rating below. It helps me get exposure, helps the videos get out so that more people can find them, more people can get help that need help. If you guys are not subscribed and you're just, you know, scrolling through the YouTube bar about Madden 25 defense or Madden 13 defense or whatever search you may have found, however you may have found the video, if you like what I'm talking about here, go ahead and subscribe. If you go check out the YouTube channel, there will be links to videos before this one, and those go over a lot of other stuff. You know, that shows blitzes, it shows concepts, it shows offenses. I have everything up on my YouTube channel that you'll need to be successful in Madden, and hopefully you guys will appreciate that. Hopefully you will give me another subscription, because if you subscribe, you know, you'll get notified of when I upload new videos, and, you know, then you can stay tuned to content. So anyways, I appreciate you guys' support, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you guys next time.